ask whether there are any victims who would like to speak.
I was going to get to that, but if you want to do it before you, that's fine. I wasn't going to forget that. And do you have any victims you want to speak, or that want to speak prior to this?
Yes, please.
All right. And I'm kind of going to leave the microphone. That's okay. I thought it was going to be later too, but that's all right.
Come on up.
Give me a chance to do this later.
Oh.
I'm surprised it's right now.
Well, you
Okay.
go ahead. The
Well,
phone.
I've been preparing for months, so. Take your time, okay? I can speak.
Go ahead.
Would you tell the court either your name or your initials, whichever you're comfortable with?
Well, my initials are KLH, which, by the way, are also my daughter's initials. That's just the way it worked out.
You're the mother of the victim.
Yes. Kiersten was a daughter, a sister, a twin, a former classmate, a coworker, a neighbor, and a friend. She was also a mother to Jason, who will grow up only knowing her through photographs and stories. Someday, when he is older, he will have to be sat down and told what happened to his mother and the reason why she is gone. In the weeks and months since April 16th, I have been living a nightmare which I cannot wake up from. I now define life as before April 16th and after April 16th. My last memory of her is seeing the back of her head from where I sat on the couch as she ran out the door, not knowing she was meeting her killer. Since then, I have dealt with overwhelming grief and despair. We all have. I don't eat well. I have suffered from various digestive issues and have lost about 20 pounds. I don't sleep well, and my ever-present insomnia has worsened. Many times I lie awake at 3 to 4 a.m. picturing her final moments and wishing that I, or a bystander, were there to save her and get her medical attention. She could not call 911 because her killer had cruelly snatched her phone. I have also suffered cash flow problems from her sudden absence and am drowning financially. It's like sailing upstream without a paddle or a boat. The trauma of having to walk past the door to the room where I was given the worst news of my life still stings. I was at work. And speaking of doors, there have been many days when I could not bring myself to open her bedroom door. I have given away some of her things, but mostly her room sits frozen in time. Her calendar still hangs on the wall by her door, still turned to the page for April. Her bulletin board filled with mementos still hangs on the wall. It has her ribbons from 5th grade track day, her graduation tassel, work lanyards, and signed photos and set lists from her favorite bands. A plush elephant with her son's name on it still sits on her dresser. Mail addressed to her still arrives. Most of it is written in a way that assumes she is still alive. Just last week, her W-2 arrived. This job she was very excited about. She worked there a little less than a month. Also, it has come to my attention that someone, I don't know who, has been using her identity for fraudulent purposes. Like I don't have enough to deal with already? Yes, I reported it. I can honestly say that she was my best friend. We were very close and spent a lot of time together. I miss just sitting and chatting over coffee. Mocha Moment will always be a special treat. I also miss going shopping together. We would often go to Walmart, Target, or Goodwill. We often took drives around town at night, listening to the car stereo. It's just not the same doing these things alone. Kiersten did not die peacefully of cancer in a hospital bed, surrounded by her loved ones. She died alone, a violent death at the hands of an evil monster. He was someone she loved and trusted. What a betrayal. She did not deserve what happened to her. Kiersten was found the next day by two young women walking the trail during the noon hour. They did not know her. Now, they have to live with the trauma. It breaks my heart knowing that her son will have to grow up without his mother. She loved him, and she has already missed so much. She was not there to see him take his first steps, hear him say his first word, or take a bite of his first birthday cake. When he starts school, she won't be there. When he reads his first book or aces a spelling test, she won't be there. When he gets an A on a school project or wins a ribbon or award, she won't be there. When he attends his first dance, when he learns how to drive, she won't be there. If he gets a part in the school play or makes the team, she won't be there to watch. When he starts his first job, when he graduates, she still won't be there. Kiersten was a very kind and loving person. She could be standoffish at first, but once you get to know her, she was very sweet. She was always helpful to her friends and teachers at school and helpful with household chores. She was the kind of person anyone would want for a daughter. She had a good sense of humor and liked to share funny pictures and videos from online. To this day, I still find funny memes that I want to send her. But then, I remember I can't. Mr. Barclay, your selfish, unconscionable actions on the evening of April 16th have permanently altered two families and left a community shocked and saddened. You chose to throw away your life by taking hers, along with the just beginning one she was carrying. You took her away from everyone who loves her. Every day, every holiday will never be the same. It is against the natural order of things for parents to bury their children. Your family will be able to visit you in prison. Her family will have to visit her grave. You walked away and left her for dead. In her final moments, she died alone at a place called Peace Trail, a place that will never be peaceful for me or her family and friends. You threw her away like a sandwich wrapper and then ditched her phone in our apartment dumpster like you have done before. What you didn't know is that dumpster was emptied earlier that day, as it is every Tuesday, so it was easily found by the police on Friday. You had options, but you chose the wrong one. You gave us a life sentence, a life without our daughter and sister. Therefore, you should have to forfeit yours. My family and I ask this court to show you no leniency. Mr. Barclay, I don't like you. I have never liked you, and I will never forgive you. You are a sociopath and a pathological liar. I hope she haunts you in your cell. I truly believe she has unfinished business, things she needs to say. She was not ready to go yet. It was far from her time. She was only 22. Quite frankly, I do not care what you have to say, because I know you are not sorry. You are only sorry you got caught. I hope you spend the rest of your time left here on this planet wasting away in misery. every day of your directionless, pathetic life. Rot in hell. That's all I have. Thank you.
Okay, good job.
Is there anybody else who wants to speak?
Yes. Same as with mom, you can either say your name or your initials, but something for the court reporter to say.
Sure. I'm Andrew Hansen. I'm her brother. For this impact statement, I was told to write about how I've been affected by the events that have transpired. Over the past year, I've had to come to terms with the fact that my sister, who I've been with since birth, is gone. I have to move through life knowing that her story was cut short. My future children will never know their aunt. I will never get to see the person that she becomes. However, my grief doesn't compare to the loving parents having to lay their daughter to rest, to a lady whose life was cut short as she was just starting out, to the life who was cut down before they even had a chance, and to the boy who will grow up never knowing his parents. That's all.